Right, just for the garden people, before I collapse. That blackbird's been following me around doing the planting, picking up the worms and things. Right, so what have we done then? I'm going to go over everywhere I've planted something. Now, these are the geraniums Hannah put in. I've put in some violets there, because now that this laurel's come out, that's shade. That doesn't get any sun at all, that little area there, so they should come on. They should be okay. And then over here, I've added some more primroses, some more violets to sort of extend this little border. I yanked all the ivy out. When Hannah's down, I think we're going to try and take this ivy back, right back to the edge, and over there as well, but not now. I can't even bend over to pick it up. And the strange ferns that Carole put in, I love those, and they are one of my favourites, but you always find them growing on a wall where there is virtually nothing for the roots to grow in apart from a crevice. So I'm not sure they're going to grow in the ground, but this is incredibly stony ground, so they might just be okay. But otherwise I haven't got anywhere to put them, so that's that bit. Ow. My knees hurt like hell. Ow. Right, so over here, this is what hasn't been done. That's the two geraniums left over from the plants I got with Hannah, and then these two have still to be dealt with. The sedum I'm going to try on the edge of one of the gravel beds so that they get some sun, but that's going to have to be done separately. And the other one and the geraniums, those three, need to go in a pot. That one needs full sun, but it needs soil that retains some moisture. Strange combination, so that'll have to be a pot. And then over here, let's start up one end like we usually do. Right, we've got a tall fern there that hopefully will establish and fill that corner in a bit. Violets on the corner there, a fern there, elephant's ears, some more of the hellebores, and a row of foxgloves extending the one that was already there. So that's a nice sort of, these blooms might not look very good this year. Those if I had some long canes I could stake those upright, but I haven't. Fern tucked up in there in front of the foxgloves, the first of the aquiledias, fern, the new snowdrops that came as bulbs in the bag. Not sure what this is. This was in a separate little section wrapped up in a piece of hanky, like a piece of white cloth. Now that could be just ordinary primroses, but it seems odd that it was packaged separately, so I've planted it separately. Out some more violets. Some more violets there, more primroses, heart's tongue fern, another fern there, another different type of fern there. So along here there are 4 different types of fern. That one, that one up there, and the heart's tongue. And all of those will clump up. The aquilegia will clump up. Oof. Coming along here then, more violets, the pale coloured aquilegia in there, and another fern in front of one of the previously planted foxgloves. Now I'll show you this before I hack it down. This part of the wisteria has suddenly shot out and is going to bloom. Now unfortunately I can't leave that there. That's all got to cut off. And up here you can also already see the tendrils heading up into the hedge, so I'm going to have to bring this down even lower if I'm going to be able to train it along the fence. I can't start at the top of the fence to train it along the fence. Fearless, that blackbird, totally fearless. Where do we get to? Blue geranium there, that will form a nice clump there and cover up the edge. Yeah, I'm hoping a lot of these things down near the front will hang over, if you know what I mean. One of the dark aquilegias in there, a lot of primroses there to add to the one that was already there. And then up in this corner we've got a row of foxgloves along the back there again. They'll come up over the top. maybe not this year. And then there are two of these large ferns in there quite close together, hopefully form a big clump. And we've got blue geranium there and the pale coloured geranium in front. Those two between them will fill that section, basically. That will do that. And then we've got another foxglove up there to join the one that's been buried by this fuchsia. You can just see the blooms coming up over the top. So pale coloured geranium, and then this, which is actually something I asked for. It's valerian, and it's a bit of a butterfly magnet, so I've put that there. The advice for planting says most suitable for most conditions, sun or semi-shade. Well, this is a combination of the two. It gets some sun and is shaded. So, and another load of primroses there, hopefully forming a massive clump. So that's what we've done. That's what's left to do. And I'm not in a good way now. My knees hurt like hell. My back isn't as bad as I was expecting, but I think that's a false security. I think that's going to go. It wasn't in the best of states when I started, but I've done it. It's done now. I haven't got to worry about these things dying because they're not in the ground. It's done. Now I've still got to take the hose round the garden, and what I will do for the next few days at least is I will hose this whole area, not just the individual plants. I'll hose the whole of the ground, and that will give off a lot of moisture during the day and hopefully help keep these hydrated in the air as well as in the ground. Plus I've got the rest of the pots to do, and I might have a go at digging that out. That's nothing to do with me, that's just appeared. Now that, I believe, is some sort of poppy, possibly a Californian poppy, but whatever it is, it's no flipping good there, and I'm sure it would grow better if it got some sun. Being that type of plant. Anyway, as you can envisage now, when all of these individual plants start forming clumps and start growing, you know, and expanding, there's not going to be huge amounts of soil to see. It will be plants, which means hardly any weeding, and, you know, and all different shades of green and flowers all through the year at various places. So I think we're getting there. I think this is, you know, for the first year, that's not bad going. Well, I've still got to take the hose round and do the bonsai and the other tubs that are already planted. And at some point today, I'm going to have to deal with, well, I'm going to have to deal with the two in the bags. I can't not deal with them really. But I need a rest at the moment. I need to sit down and just see, lick the wounds. Oh. But I didn't expect my knees to be this bad, I must admit. I'll live, and at the end of the day it will all get better eventually, and then it'll be forgotten, and by then all of these things will hopefully be starting to grow and looking a bit less sad for themselves. So there we go, job done.